Alright, welcome to another knife review. I am going to be reviewing the Cold Steel Super Edge knife, model number CS42SS. I'm going to be doing this review a little bit differently than my previous reviews. I've done all my own measurements, except for weight. My scale is still broken. So if you guys like this format better than my previous reviews, post it up, let me know, and I will do all my other reviews in the future this way, and I may possibly redo my older reviews with my own measurements, because they are different than what the websites say that these knives are. Alright, let's get down to it. Blade. AUS 8A steel. Just under 2 inches. 1 and 63/64 of an inch long. So, I mean, you're talking about a 64th of an inch shorter, or shy of 2 inches. So, 2 inches, I'm going to call it. It's a dagger style. It is single-edged. It's a chisel blade. So that means one side is flat and the other side has a grind meeting the back flat edge. My understanding is chisel edge knives have the least cutting resistance of any other knife, any other ground knife design. Now, when we're talking about a complete rounded edge, so there's no hard grind mark on there, like an airplane wing, the old katana swords, old Japanese samurai swords were like that, and those things are renowned for their cutting performance. So without taking the time and effort to make a perfectly rounded edge on all the knives, they just make a chisel edge, which is a high performance cutting edge. It has serrations about 80% down the blade. It's a 5:1 to 5 pattern, 5 small, 1 large, 5 small serrations. Little aggressive for my taste. I'd prefer a 1 to 3 to 1. At the most, a 1 to 4 to 1. I would even more prefer they reverse the pattern, so large serration, small serration, large serration, etc. Just because these large serrations do more than these small ones. These small serrations tear, the large serrations actually slice. That's because there's more surface area actually coming in contact with what you're cutting on these large serrations than these small ones. Now, cutting performance on this knife is very good. Just as sharp as a box knife, slices through thick cardboard like it's nothing. And for a 2-inch blade, this thing has a performance that longer blades with a different steel and a different design can't match, or barely match. Alright, it is 5/64 of an inch thick, or 2 millimeters thick. My measurements, that's accurate on the website. I made some steak tonight. I cut a 2.25 or a 2.5 pound 1-inch thick steak with one slice across. So it was probably 8 inches by 12 inches, and this thing just went through it like nothing. So very good cutting performance. Alright, moving on to the handle. Kraton. Good positive checkering, soft Kraton. I can dig my nail into it. Unlike other Kraton handles, which I find are pretty hard, this is actually a bendable rubber, so it really molds into your hand. Good prominent hilt, good swell at the pommel, so it fits in your hand very nicely. Measurements on that is 2 5/16 inches long. The hilt is 3/4 of an inch thick and 1 inch long that way. It is 1.5 or 1/2 inches wide here and 3/4 of an inch wide or thick here. Now, oh no, excuse me, that was wrong. It is 1.5 inches wide this way and 7/8 of an inch wide that way, and 3/8 of an inch thick here at the hilt and 1/2 inch thick at the pommel. Sorry for the confusion there. I got my little cheat sheet here and I was misreading it. Moving on to the sheath. It is a Secure-X sheath. Once again, the Cold Steel proprietary design, or brand name for a sheath, if you will. 6 lashing holes, as you can see there. It does come with this key ring. Dimensions are 2 5/16 inches long, 1 3/4 inches wide, 1/4 inch thick. 15/16 of an inch thick here, and 1 1/4 inches long on the round part there. Alright, this sheath holds onto the knife very well. Let me try to do this one-handed here. I don't have a tripod, unfortunately. I'd put this on my keychain. You can shake it by the sheath and by the blade. That's the key ring rattling around. Good stiff push to take it off. Take the knife out, excuse me. Very well designed. Comfortable in the pocket. Cold Steel says that you can put it anywhere, in the laces of your boot, in the laces of your shoe, on your key ring, as a zipper pull on a backpack, fanny pack, whatever you want to do with it. They even say you can, quote unquote, cunningly pin it to the inside of your hat. I think that's just a ridiculous statement. I mean, look how big that thing is. If I put this on the inside of my hat, that's what I'm looking at, man. I mean, there's no way that you would carry a knife like that, especially something that thick. And in no way would it be concealed. You cannot put this thing in a hat, even a Bowie hat, or a big cowboy hat, and this thing is not going to be concealed unless it's under the top of your hat. Which, that is not... Here, let me take my hat off to grab my blade. I don't think so. So, good high quality cutter, good cutting performance, 15, 16 bucks, maybe up to 20 depending on where you get it from. As I said earlier, slice through a steak like it was nothing. There's videos on the Cold Steel website and on YouTube of this thing cutting through a big slab of beef. Those videos are not exaggerated at all. Great cutter. Definitely outclasses any other knife at this size. I've never seen another fixed blade knife at this size, and even outperforms slightly larger knives. Great buy. I would recommend this to anybody who's looking for a really light knife. Oh, speaking of weight, the knife itself is 0.8 ounces. The sheath is a little bit lighter, so I'd say the whole package is less than 2 ounces, which, I mean, nothing. This thing on your keys probably weighs less than a couple keys put together, so I mean, you're just giving up space. Not a big deal. Fits in your pocket nicely. Very cool knife. Very good knife for the price. Worth every penny. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Once again, let me know if you like this format with all these dimensions better than my other videos of me just rambling on about my opinions. Alright, thanks for watching.